At this point, I do have thousands of dollars in camera gear. However, when I did start buying it, I had no idea what to look for and, most importantly, what to stay away from. So if you're someone who is on a really tight budget or someone who's ready to invest some serious cash in your gear, doing some of the things I did might help you find the best options for you to purchase. Having endless options online, it's so easy to get lost and confused in the digital jungle. So in this video, I'll share some tips that I use whenever I buy new gear, some insights on how to research the best market prices, and which websites are the best to buy digital cameras from, whether they're brand new or used. Alright, first things first, let's talk about what to look for when you're deciding on a camera. If you're on a budget, here's my number one piece of advice. Prioritize a good lens over an expensive camera body. I know, the camera might look like it's a big deal, but honestly, lenses are where the real difference is made. A good lens on a cheaper body can give you amazing results, whereas high-end cameras with a cheap lens, not so much. And let's talk about those bundle deals. Unpopular opinion, they are a big no-no. I know they might look attractive. I fell for it with my first camera, but they're not always the best option. Often the lenses that come in bundles are pretty basic. They might not even suit the type of photography you want to do. So what I would do is consider whether it's worth buying the camera body separately and investing in a higher quality lens that's suited to my personal needs. But let's say you don't know which camera to buy. So here's a tip. Rent one first. I did this in order to get a feel for the camera in real world situations and know exactly if it meets my needs in my photography work, and then I just started searching for it online. To figure out which camera to rent, start by checking your budget and seeing which models might fit. For example, I always do research on eBay specifically, where if you move down the screen, you can see here on the left the sold items filter. If I click on it, it will show me all the cameras sold in the past few days and the prices they got sold on. This is a really cool way to get a realistic idea of what people are paying so you don't end up overbidding or overpaying. Now, let's say I want to buy a used camera to save some cash. First, I would look for cameras that don't come with accessories. I know that sounds weird and confusing, but here's why. Cameras without accessories like batteries or chargers are often significantly cheaper. And you can easily buy those extras on Amazon or elsewhere for way less. Plus, since it's a used camera, the batteries and cables might be on their last legs anyway, so getting new ones is a win-win. One thing that I would do is ask the seller for the camera's serial number and check it with Canon or Nikon or whatever brand you're buying it from. They can actually tell me if it's ever been officially repaired or had any major issues. But you can even ask the seller directly if they've had to repair the camera before. But they might not always tell you the truth, but it's worth trying. And in the case that you already know what you want to buy, do some research on the specific model you're interested in. Look up common issues that other users have reported and see if the camera you're eyeing has any signs of those problems. If the seller has uploaded a video of the camera in action, even better. If not, I wouldn't be shy to ask them to send me one. And since we're here, when receiving the camera, make sure to check all of the ports and make sure they work. No one wants a camera with a busted USB port. And test the camera in every mode: manual, video, autofocus, or whatever there might be. Another tip that's pretty significant and honestly not many buyers do is to check the shutter actuations, because this gives you a good idea of how much use the camera has seen. Lastly, I always, and I mean always, make sure there's a return policy. A 30-day return window is pretty ideal. This gives me enough time to really test the camera and make sure everything's in working order. Now let's compare some prices so you can get a better idea on how to compare and decide on the best one for you. I looked up the Sony a7 III across a few different websites just to see what different websites offer and show you how you can do it too. For new cameras, I checked out Amazon, B&H Photo, and Adorama. For used options, I took a look at KEH, eBay, and Adorama's used section. Here's what I found. Starting with the Sony a7 III, as you can see here on Amazon, we've just found a really good offer of $14.98 from the original price of $17.99. On B&H Photo, prices are just the same, but here you get a kit for free, so this is a major plus. On Adorama, on the other hand, the price is $16.98, and keep in mind that here it comes with the FE 28 to 70mm lens. But if you look down here, you can see that just the base is more expensive. Honestly, I don't get it, but this might be that bundle offer that you kind of need to buy. So you can see that this is the case where bundles work because you don't lose anything. But in other cases where prices get just a bit higher by adding some random lens, you might actually want to think twice before buying. Moving on to KEH. I found it at around $1,200 depending on the condition and seller. And you can see here what it also has included with the body. And the best part here is that you have a 180-day warranty, which is more than enough, to be honest. You might actually want to change your camera anyway after such a long period of time. Now looking at eBay, the price is even lower at $12.53, and they also accept returns, having a policy of 60 days where you as a buyer have to pay for the returning shipping costs. And if I look at Adorama's used section, we can see they have more options where they also mention in the title the usage status of the camera. So let's go with this Excellent Plus one, which weirdly has a lower price than this Excellent one below. Now, even if the price here is just a bit higher than that one on eBay or KEH, the one cool thing about this website is that you don't have to pay the full amount all at once if you don't want to. You can choose a 12-month promotional financing offer that has no interest, which is pretty cool. So by taking the price of the new one at around $1,500 and the used one at around $1,200, you could save up to $300, which if you ask me is a pretty good deal. Now you can do this comparison with any camera you might want to try. Also, don't forget about the research on sold items on eBay. Doing a bit of everything we've done in this video can actually help you choose the best camera for your style and also get it at a really good price. I know it's exciting to get a new camera, but don't rush the process. Better safe than sorry. Whether you're buying new or used, there are pros and cons to both, and it really depends on your budget and comfort level. If you're willing to do some digging and ask the right questions, you can snag a great deal on a used camera. But if you want that peace of mind with a warranty and the latest tech, going new might be the way to go. I hope these tips helped, and if you've got any questions or tips of your own, drop them in the comments below. And as always, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, friends!